Hello everyone, welcome to round 4 of the Enduro World Series 2021. We're here in the beautiful Aosta Valley in La Thuile for the Vittoria EWS La Thuile. Earlier on today we had our pro stage. Let's just see how that went. These are the fastest runs. Third fastest in the women's was Melanie Poujan, the current series leader. Really riding high in the points at the minute, 220 points to the good, ahead of Morgan Shar. This is Poujan just into the open for the first time now. Rory, a course that will really suit her, you'd have to think.
Yeah, she's the informed rider at the moment. Really aggressive style, and you can see that foot out round that loose left-hander.
Yeah, she really is. She's just building that lead at every opportunity that she has to grab points from the women behind her. Up this tricky little punch of a climb.
And then that's steep. I struggle to get up on my e-bike.
Well, you put it in the course. So. Poujan, she took the win here at round 3 earlier in the week on Thursday. This is the entry off the fire road into the final steep section. Really typical La Thuile, isn't it, through here?
Yeah, the bottom of this mountain is just so steep. I mean, the camera doesn't do it justice.
The racers will, of course, race here again on tomorrow during the 4 stages that we have tomorrow that make up round 4 of the championship. Into the rock garden now. This is really tricky. Poujan made a good fist of this from what we're hearing.
Yeah, really easy to lose a lot of time and throw it away, but that was pretty clean.
You see that dappled light here, really typical of the Thuile as well. It makes all those routes really hard to spot. Just dropping in here then into the final section. Third fastest for the day from Melanie Poujan. She'll be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid start to the race. More points in the bag, more points ahead of Isabel Corduria in the championship. It's a good run for her. 8
seconds down on our fastest rider today. Let's see who was second. It was, of course, Noga Karem. Noga, let's have a look at this one then. Former world number 2 from back in 2019. One of only 2 women in that season to take a stage win away from Isabel Corduria. Let's see how she got on today.
Yeah, the drier, sunny conditions maybe suiting her a little bit better, hailing from Israel.
Yeah, she actually entered the foray and as an event organizer earlier on in the year, and she said that she really enjoyed it and it gave her a whole new perspective on how difficult it is to organize these enduro events. One of those riders, up the climb for Noga.
Noga coming from a cross-country background.
Yeah, off the bike there and just getting up. That is actually the final little lift off that climb, so not too bad. Let's see how she got into this steep section round the bottom. Really committed as ever from Noga.
Maybe riding with a bit of frustration after that mistake. You can actually see how aggressive she's been in this bottom section.
Yeah, one of those riders whose bike has sprouted an idler wheel over the off season. Good down there, really good down there from Karem.
You know, sometimes it just takes that little mistake from a rider to just open the taps up a bit, get aggressive, push hard, and you can visibly see that in their riding.
Oh, really strong there from Noga. Just held herself up whenever the bike wanted to come to a complete standstill. This section, another, as you said, it really doesn't do it in justice how steep it is down here.
Yeah, and on a tight inside line over the rock here, a very technical line, and yeah, paying off for her.
There you go, Noga into second place, 7 seconds down on what really was a remarkable run, fastest of the day from none other than Rocky Mountain race faces Andriane Lanfey-Nadeau. We join her at the top now. The Canadian, great to see her back. One of the former, what we used to refer to as the big three with Corduria and Karem. Isabel Corduria had a puncture within the first 500 metres she fought today, which has sort of sidelined her effort, but still got 5th. Look at, wow. ALN through their total commitment. Great to see.
Yeah, I think getting a podium for her in Thursday's race was a big confidence booster, and no surprise to see her riding almost a level up on what she was earlier in the week.
Let's see, another former cross-country rider. What does she make of this climb?
Very solid.
Just winching her way up there and managed to get it done. Yeah, no, good work. In off this fire road, and this is where you have to feel it would play into the Canadians' strong suit.
Yeah, very technically gifted rider, and yeah, I mean, coming from the west coast of Canada, it plays to her strengths.
Yeah, big roots, big dust. Here she comes. Nice, squares that off nicely at the bottom of it. Rocky Mountain race face really riding high at the minute, 3rd in the team's overall championship. Now, we do have a bit of information here if you watch closely. ALN, she does hurt an ankle here, just there. She has been to the hospital, she's been checked out, and hopefully we're going to be able to see her racing tomorrow. Apparently it's not broken from what the x-rays have said, so good news there, because it would really be a shame to have won this pro stage and not to see her take to the stages tomorrow. As I say, 7 seconds up on Carême.
An impressive winning margin, and obviously finishing the run on a bit of adrenaline, but we'll hope to see her in the start.
There are
tomorrow.
those results. And Trek Factory Racing, Hattie Harnden in 4th, not a good result for her. Isabel Corderia, as I said, in 5th. Cannondale's Ella Connolly in 6th. So here we are, back to the top then. For one of the surprise packages off this pro stage running was, of course, Zacharias Johansson, riding once again for Ibis. He had a couple of years off at the Cube Action team, now back on board a team that he really is the renaissance man at the minute, isn't he, in the pro men's field?
Yeah, him and Roman Wallner, teammates, work really, really well together, and a big result of this for Zach.
Let's just see how Zach tackles the climb. Yeah, Swedish national champion, powers his way up there. Currently sitting in 9th in the overall championship.
Yeah, Zach's posted some really good stage results over the first few races, but maybe not got quite the results he was wanting for. So I can see big things later in the year from him. Really
tall, powerful rider, super stylish. He has raced for Norway in the past. There's a bit of dual citizenship action going on there, but let's see what he makes of this rock section. Neat, tidy, front end wanting to move around all over the place. Zach just putting a guiding hand to it and getting it done. On the inside there.
Yeah, into this final dusty shoot and a bit sprint to the line.
And into 3rd place. 4 seconds off our fastest pro stage time today, but a great ride there from Zach Johansson. Now the man in 2nd place today was Jack Moir for the Canyon Collective, 2nd in the championship as well. He really is locked in a battle in 2021 with Richie Rude. As soon as they're on the stage together, you're talking just a handful of seconds. We can actually go to some onboard now from Jack into this section that's just the light really difficult to read in here, actually.
Yeah, you can really see the dappled light, and it's difficult going light to dark. You can't really see what's ahead of you. You can't really see what you're riding over, but yeah, I mean, these guys, they've done one run. They'll have to trust what they learn in practice and just commit in the race.
Yeah, Jack, just such a clean, tidy rider this season. We're seeing a bit less exuberance and a bit more speed over last season, which, let's be fair, wasn't a bad year for him earlier.
Yeah, feet up through those flat corners, like you say, just very, very clean and precise.
Now, our time-in information told us after this run that he actually lost time to Richie in the top section. You can see just a bit of standing water in this mid part. He's lost time to Richie Rude in the top section, but then was actually faster than him in the bottom, which does bode well for an interesting race tomorrow.
Yeah, the two of them can't seem to get away from one another. Every stage seems to be within a second, and Jack come up to the climb here. Let's see who gets on with it.
Being trained by Fabian Burrell in the off-season will get you up a climb that quickly.
Yeah, surprised Fab's not at the side shouting as Jack goes up it there. But yeah, I mean, really strong up there, wasn't he?
Now this is somewhere that we are expecting to see fireworks from both Moir and Rude. Is off this fire road and into the bottom section of the pro stage here in La Thuile.
Yeah, big high-speed piece section in the middle here down this fire road.
It's chunky gravel that can just catch you out and lose some time as well. Now let's see how fast he goes off. He peels off this, past a little restaurant. Anytime I pass it never seems to be open. And then hard left, coming up through the chicane, and then let's just take a bit of speed off and then watch the entry speed here from Jack. Yeah, superb. Into this lower section now, as I say, this is where the typical La Thuile that we know and love comes into play. Round there, Jack very ill actually earlier on in the week for the 3rd round of the championship, and he's actually a stomach complaint, and he's had a couple more days of rest and 3 square meals a day again, and I think that's going to really help him out when it comes to racing tomorrow. Oh, just dabs a foot there, but total commitment. Never even looked like backing out of it.
No, the wrong foot off to turn right and then straight down inside. No drama.
If that had been me, I'd still be travelling right over these off-camber routes. Huge. And now just the final burst before the rock section and the final plunge down to the finish. Really good run from Jack. You impressed with this, Rory?
Yeah, I mean, given what Jack's done this year, it's difficult not to be impressed. He's one of the informed riders.
Here we go. Let's see what this looks like now. Oh,
very solid. Into this final technical section. This is so steep and loose.
Lovely round there.
Just linking these corners together, which is so difficult to do.
Let's see, over this big gap on the left. There we go, yeah. Moir, solid run. He'll be happy with that, I think. I think basically he knows just 0.97 back on what Ruud would go on to do. I think Jack Moir knows tomorrow that as long as he's in sight of Richie, then anything can happen in this race. There's Jesse Melamed at the bottom too, congratulating them, great to see. Here we are then. This was the fastest time today. Richie Ruud, the winner of the pro stage, just as he won the last round here on Thursday of the championship. He loves this part of Italy. He loves the Aosta Valley. He loves the trails here, and he's definitely the form rider in the pro men's field at the minute. Let's have a look at this for some. Oh! Big route there. Big kick from Richie.
Yeah, maybe it's just something in the patch of light that he didn't see, but definitely something caught him out there.
But we talked about this the last time we watched Richie race, didn't we? That he just tells the bike where he's going. Let's see him through these turns here. So much power, so much speed, and just disappears out the other side of him again.
Yeah, I mean, Richie really uses his strength on the bike to kind of muscle his way through sections, and you can visibly see that here. Rogue piece of tape there.
Not sure who's been through there, but Richie now picking the speed back up against some standing water again, just on the track, just through this little section. Jesse Melamed actually told me before his runs that's one of his pet peeves is a dry run and you get a bit of water and then all of a sudden you're covered in dirt and your bike's bogging. But over these rocks, look at the speed he carries through there, and now let's see him up the climb. Yeah, I couldn't get up there on an e-bike that quickly. Wow. Just perfectly paced, knew exactly what gear he needed to be in at the base of that, then just attacked it. Right, now I really want to see Richie Ruud, just how he little lens wipe there out of courtesy. Fair play, Richie. Let's see him onto the fire road here now. I am expecting big speed here because this is something that Richie Ruud does very, very well. You just caught a glimpse of the yellow plate there for the series leader. Currently extending that lead over Jack Moir with this win earlier on today.
High speed section is probably 50-60 an hour down into this left hander off the road.
Restaurant still closed. Into the bus stop now. Hard on the anchors, and let's just see how he deals with this left. Oh! Yeah, Richie definitely trying earlier on this season. He's plus 1.8 up at this stage, and then in through there.
Be a crater in that road tomorrow morning.
Looking good, you'd have to say. That typifies him, doesn't it? He just tells the bike where he's going and it has to just cope with it. Yeah,
and he's got so much power, even if he stalls in a turn or makes a mistake, he can get up to speed again so quickly.
Look at the speed of him down through this bit.
Up high into this.
Now we saw,
very tight.
Very tight. We saw Jack just dab on the way through there, trusting those roots to be dry and that the front end's going to hold on over them.
Into this tricky off-camber route section here.
Straight line, yeah.
Pretty much straight through and into the final traverse before the rock garden.
Let's see if he did anything. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty special through this rock garden, the speed he's travelling at the minute, but little features like this in La Thuile can make or break a race run.
I think the rocks will be jumping out the way.
In we go now. Yeah, look at that. Just pure strength on the bike, keeping it moving throughout into spot of the exit and just pinned it there.
Having to work it through, but yeah, using his strength as advantage there. Little gap into that left-hander. You can probably set up high here. Yeah, try and neutralise the step. And then the wide line on the bottom section.
The wider line, which is interesting. Makes it work for him. Look at the speed he goes through that final turn. Richie Ruud down to the line, and that is how he did it. Just 0.97 seconds in it though, not much, Rory.
Yeah, I mean, him and Jack Moir can't seem to get away from each other, and yeah, it's interesting to see, slightly different splits, but yeah, once again, you've got those guys right next to each other, poised for a great race tomorrow.
There we go, so just under a second in it between Ruud and Moir. Johansson in third. Eddie Masters actually in fourth, was on a great run. Jesse Melamed in fifth. Kevin McKell sixth. Some big names in there, all to play for, set up beautifully for the 4 stages that we'll have tomorrow here at the Vittoria EWS La Thuile, the 4th round of the Enduro World Series 2021. If you've missed any of the action so far this week, check it all out right here on GMBN as well as on the Enduro World Series channels. The race is set up beautifully for you tomorrow. Don't forget to tune in, and we'll see you then to enjoy it.